And we are live. We want the gold, sucker. We want the gold, sucker.
I know what y'all thinking. Why is the show so late? It's supposed to be on Thursday. What's going on? Why is it on a Saturday? Man, it's been a crazy week for your boy Sage the Mark, man. Just a lot of things happening this week, man. Just a lot of things in the world. And on Thursday, it was just kind of impossible for me to keep my mind straight with some of the tragedies that were going on, which I'll kind of touch on probably towards the end of the show. I don't want to start off with the downer, but just want to let you guys know your boy ain't going nowhere. Sage Mark here for you. In any event, make sure that you guys subscribe to our podcast. It's Real Wrestling Podcast on any podcaster that you can listen to, whether it's iTunes, it's Stitcher, or anything in between, FM player. We're here. So make sure that you search for us. We're even on Spotify. Crazy enough, we're on Spotify. So go ahead and check us out on Spotify there. If you're on Instagram, instagram.com/It's Real Wrestling Podcast, all spelled out. We're on Twitter, @Real WrestleCast on Twitter. Don't forget, if you want to support the show, hit us up at patreon.com/IRWP. We also want to let you know we still got this contest going on. It ends tomorrow, guys, Sunday at the conclusion of SummerSlam. If you want to be entered into that contest, please subscribe to any of our and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then in any of our videos, just hit the hashtag Jobbers, JOBBERS. And you will be entered into our contest for a $50 gift card to Amazon.com, providing that we hit our goal of 500 subscribers on YouTube. So please share out, subscribe, get us there, 500 by Sunday. I know it sounds like it's a crazy goal, but we can get there, guys. So with that being said, I'm not going to go over Raw or SmackDown this week. I'll touch on it when we go over the predictions. But I do want to just start off the bat with going into our NXT predictions. So both WWE pay-per-views will be in Toronto, Canada, both today, Saturday, and Sunday tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the NXT card. And overall, NXT has just been crazy. What you get out of NXT event. You can literally not watch any of the weekly shows, watch an NXT event, and it's just on par and crazy as it is. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. All the matches on the cards are solid. I think that the opener is going to definitely be the triple threat match for the NXT North American title against Velveteen Dream defending against Roderick Strong and then the Bruiserweight. This one's going to be a little difficult for me, man, because I feel like this might be the pay-per-view this might be the last pay-per-view for a lot of the aging talents, and that we might get some call-ups to NXT. Some call-ups from here going forward. I think Velveteen Dream is going to end up relinquishing this particular title. I feel like he's met his ceiling for NXT. There's no reason for him to go after the NXT title itself. It's time to call this boy up. We need to get him. I probably shouldn't use that phrasing. It's time to call Velveteen Dream up. And I think that going into the whole Fox of SmackDown thing, he would shine on that card immensely. So I think that the Bruiserweight's actually gonna actually come out with the title on this one here. This match is probably going to be the show stealer. All three of these men can work, and they can work their butts off. They always put on good matches. classic matches. It's hard to gauge what the match of the year is because these guys are so solid all the way through. Shout out to our boy Chris Bettis in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us, my man. We see you. We see you. So next up on the card is going to be Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. I am definitely looking forward to this match because I purposely stopped watching NXT because I don't want to. I want to see a flash forward, flashback between Io Shirai, the Genius of the Sky, versus evil Io Shirai. Like I've always been told, and I haven't watched her career as much as I should have, but after this particular match, I'm definitely going to go back into the archives and check this version of her out. But I didn't want it to spoil it for me because everyone that I've spoken to and all the podcasters that I've listened to have the same consensus that Io Shirai, evil Io Shirai, is actually better than a face Io Shirai. So I want to see it for myself. I want to see it. So Candice LeRae is great. I've followed her in the indie scene. You know what you're gonna get with her. It's always gonna be an instant classic with her. I don't necessarily think that she needs to win in this situation, but I think that it would make more sense. They're going to want to I don't think that she's gonna knock out Io Shirai. I think she's gonna win. Maybe a small package kind of thing, and then Io Shirai just snaps and then just kind of goes even more heel. I would like Io Shirai to win this one, but I don't think that she will end up winning this particular match. But I don't know. Maybe Io Shirai gets herself disqualified. Io Shirai is hot right now. You can't cool her off with the loss without there being some type of repercussion. So I'm hoping. I'm really really hoping that we do get some. I'm just excited. I'm literally excited for this particular match, guys. The NXT Tag Team Championships, the Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era. So I'm a little torn on this particular match here. I love Dawkins and I love Montez Ford. The Street Profits are just amazing. And I love Undisputed Era as well. So it's kind of hard from an emotional standpoint to say, yeah, they're going to drop the titles. But it seems like they're conditioning the Street Profits to go up to the main roster. It's kind of hard to say. And I'm thinking to myself, it's either drop the titles now or drop the titles at Survivor Series. And I don't think you can push the storyline of the Undisputed Era without them having the gold again. I think that you're going to want to have them have the gold up until War Games, which is the Survivor Series weekend. And then them relinquishing the title then, and then they eventually make their way to WrestleMania, which I think that will be their main roster debut. Royal Rumble, I should say. And that would probably make their main roster debut or something like that. So I'm going to go with the Undisputed Era for winning this one here. I just think it makes the most sense to have them win at this point. Street Profits are, by all intents and purposes, they're already on the main roster. They're being disguised as the hype men right now for all the pay-per-views and all the matches, and they've been doing a phenomenal job, but it's time to reap the rewards for them, and I think that this is the time. So I love that the Street Profits got a chance to wield the titles, but Undisputed Era all the way on this one here. Then we have the NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim. So I'm not going to go into details on this particular match. I think Mia Yim is going to end up winning this one here, and Shayna is going to relinquish the title. So I'm gonna actually leave that here because I am going to tell you why later that I think that Shayna is going to release this particular title. But this should be a pretty decent match. I like the intensity that Mia Yim has been bringing to the Horsewomen stable. The Horsewomen stable, quote unquote. And I like it. You're setting Shayna up to lose the title because she doesn't have backup to help her. And Shayna Shayna kind of falls in that same category as like Shinsuke Nakamura. Like once he won the belt, the ceiling was there for him. There wasn't anything to go back to. Sure, they didn't have the North American title when he was there, but I mean that's pretty much it. I mean he was just too dominant for him to stay there, and I probably said somewhat too much, so I'm gonna kind of stop there. Okay, then we got the 2 out of the 3 falls match with Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. This one is kind of perplexing to me. For the same reason that I think that the Undisputed Era is going to beat the Street Profits, I think that Adam Cole is going to retain the title against Johnny Gargano. I guess the $1 million question is, are we going to get a sighting from Tommaso Ciampa? The last thing that I want personally is for there to be another Johnny Gargano versus Ciampa match. I just think that right now we don't need to see that. We've already seen 3 of those classics, and maybe we can see one more on the main roster, kind of like a Sami KO kind of thing. I just don't think you should shoot your load too quickly on NXT when there's great potential of these guys on the main roster. So I'm going to go with Adam Cole on this one here. I am enthusiastic about this match, this whole entire card tonight. I'm wondering if we're going to get any type of like call up, like I don't know, any type of new talent that's going to come up and kind of interfere in that particular match. Sometimes you see that, kind of like how Walter came in and interfered, or not interfered, but waited until the match was over against the Bruiserweight and then took out whoever that competitor was. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But I'm wondering if we get something that's similar to that in this particular match towards the end. But we'll see. So, but that's NXT. It's going to be a great card. It always is. I mean, it's NXT, guys. NXT. Again, make sure you guys follow, like, subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us live on YouTube right now, please be sure to give this a thumbs up, because we surely appreciate it. So, going on to the SummerSlam card. Just much like we've been doing the previous, I'm going to go ahead and tell you my enthusiastic level from a scale from 1 to 5 on these particular matches, and then I'll go into the match itself. And then hopefully by the time we have the review, I'll let you guys know if it led up to my expectations or not. So, likely to be on the pre-show, we're going to get the Cruiserweight match between Drew Gulak and Oney Lorcan. I like these two guys. They're really great in the ring, very physical. Both of them are pretty much ground wrestlers, so you're going to see a lot of exchanges, a lot of holds, a lot of submission attempts on this one here. I think that it makes the most sense to have Drew Gulak. I mean, he's the leader of 205 Live. He's been the leader of 205 Live since T.J. Perkins relinquished the title. And you're going to need to have someone stronger than Drew Gulak, like a big talent to take off and take the title off of him. And I don't think that we're at that point yet. So I got Drew Gulak retaining the title on this one here. Now, I don't know whether or not this one's going to be on the main card or on the pre-show. My guess is that it won't be on the pre-show. But on Raw it was announced that Dolph Ziggler was going to go ahead and take on The Miz. Then when he signs the contract papers, he ends up finding out that, it's actually Goldberg that he's facing. So it sucks because this was kind of spoiled a couple of weeks in advance on social media. That's kind of one of the things that you have to kind of, worry about. I don't know why they spoiled this one here. I think that it would have been more of a pop if this was a genuine match. But I think this Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler, I really think that this is really just a prelude to setting us up on the path to Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels. The way that I foresee this match ending is Shawn Michaels is going to somehow cost Dolph Ziggler the match which is going to end up infuriating him to the point where he's going to end up challenging him either at Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. I'm hoping it's WrestleMania, but I'm thinking at the timeline, it's just a little bit too far. Can we put enough legends? Like it looks like they're trying to transition Ziggler into a legend killer kind of role. So are we going to see Dolph Ziggler make the rounds? We're going to see him against Undertaker first, and then we're going to lead to Shawn Michaels, or what are we going to do? Are we going to put enough legends in his way to between now and WrestleMania? That's really going to be the question. So I got Goldberg winning this one. I don't think it's going to be I think it has potential of being a long match. It's definitely going to be better than what everyone has been talking about the Goldberg and Undertaker, which you know your boy didn't watch that, but yeah, so it should be interesting there. I give that match since this one's gonna likely be on the main card. I'm gonna give it maybe a 3 out of 5 from an interest level for me, and I'm hoping that it comes out. If they can storytell this one well, this would actually probably be a pretty big, pretty significant thing. Next up, we have The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. And I must say, I got to take a step back and just say I'm absolutely loving the way that they've been handling The Fiend. It seems like they've been receptive to feedback in terms of how we would like to see Bray Wyatt booked. And not saying that they've just taken our ideas or anything like that, but I think that they have been receptive to what we would like to see from a Bray Wyatt. And I like I hark back on this a couple weeks ago. I like the storytelling of his sociopathic tendencies. I like the fact that the mouthpiece is Bray Wyatt and the enforcer is The Fiend. Like I think that goes a long way from a storytelling perspective. So, with that being said, Finn Balor cannot be the demon. We cannot have the demon. Like, if you're going to, if Finn Balor is legitimately going to take a couple of weeks off or a couple months off to do his thing outside of the ring, you have to decimate. You have to squash Finn Balor. You have to obliterate him. The Fiend has to show pure dominance on him. So then that way when the Royal Rumble comes and Finn makes his big resurgence and the Fiend is inside there, like, boom, fireworks comes out, man. And just, it makes that impact so much more. And we want to see that demon versus the Fiend at WrestleMania. Like, to me, that's how you book this match. So, as a fan, I want to see the Fiend just destroy Finn Balor, and I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. I got Bray Wyatt for the win on this one here. Then we got Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. If Kevin Owens loses, Kevin Owens ends up getting booted from. I don't know if it's from WWE or if it's from SmackDown. I don't know. I think it's WWE because the brand split is like officially over. But who knows? So the over-under on this one here is like literally 5-1 Kevin Owens winning this one here. And although I understand that logic, I think that it would be more interesting to have Kevin Owens lose and him finding some loophole to getting back into the company. And I don't know if that would be like an Eric Bischoff saying, hey, I call the shots kind of thing, and he's coming back or whatnot. But if Shane can do some type of shenanigans, maybe having Elias come in and cost him the match and he loses and he gets kicked out, and then some authority figure comes in and says, hey, that wasn't fair. This starts the power struggle between Shane and whoever for the control of the company or something like that. I think I would be in favor of that type of storyline. It's something that will catch people off guard because, again, 5-1, they have Shane McMahon losing this particular match. So with that being said, and as crazy as this sounds, I think Shane McMahon is going to get the victory in this particular match. I think I think that's the way you go. This would be like the ultimate swerve in this entire card, is if Shane McMahon inks the win on Kevin Owens. So I'm gonna go with Shane McMahon on that one. Then we got from that perspective, Bray Wyatt match and the Finn Balor match. To me, that's a 5 out of 5 in terms of my interest level for that match. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. I've been probably in the minority in terms of liking the Shane McMahon angle, although I do get the best in the world kind of thing is a little bit annoying and repetitive, and the use of the henchmen have been kind of like cumbersome to where it's detracting from the other talents. My interest level for this match is definitely like a 4 out of 5 on this one here. So I think that from a storytelling perspective, you can do a lot on this one here to advance the storyline between now. This could even actually set up a Survivor Series faction, Team Shane versus Team KO. Think about it. So with that being said, we got AJ versus Ricochet. I'm not really enthusiastic about this match, and I know I'm going to be in the minority of this one here. I think that the title, the AJ title, the US title for AJ doesn't mean anything. He needs a higher title. He needs the world title. And I think that after what goes on between Brock and Seth, I think AJ is going to be the natural contender for that particular title. It just makes the most sense. They saw what they got out of AJ and Brock, and that wasn't even for the title. SummerSlam's coming up. I mean, why not? So with that, I got Ricochet winning this one here. I think that the matchups for the U.S. title with Ricochet going forward is going to be better. The storyline with the club right now doesn't revolve around the U.S. title. It revolves around the club and what they're going to be doing for the rest of the year. So I've got Ricochet winning this one here. Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus. I do want to take just a quick couple of seconds to talk about like this build up on this particular match here. I truly and wholeheartedly believe that this match here was supposed to be Trish Stratus versus Sasha Banks. But because of everything that's been going on with Sasha Banks behind the scenes, I think that this is the reason why we ended up getting Charlotte in the mix with this one here. I think we all wanted to see Trish since the first Royal Rumble where those two mixed it up. I think that's what we all wanted to see. Maybe we hold that off until WrestleMania if Sasha does indeed come back. This one's a little tough because I feel like Trish could win and we get a couple more matches out of her. But it kind of makes more sense just to have Charlotte win in this particular match, just because like it doesn't really benefit anyone if Charlotte loses, but it would make the most sense. I don't know. Like this one's really, really tough, and my interest level on this match is going to be a 4 out of 5 because between this match and the Bayley match, I feel like this is the point. I think this is the point where it's do or die for Sasha Banks. If she's going to come back, it's going to be in one of these two matches. And I think that it would be this match here. I'm going to pick Sasha Banks to interfere in this particular match. And I know that sounds markish, but I got this feeling, guys. I don't know what it is. I got this feeling this is a big pay-per-view. It's got to be a big impact. Sasha Banks is going to interfere, cost Trish Stratus the match. Charlotte's going to end up picking up the victory. That's what I want to see it that way, but I feel like that's what it's going to be, man. I think that's what it's going to be. You let me know. Am I crazy? Is your boy crazy? Go on Twitter, hit hashtag IRWP, and let me know if your boy is crazy for thinking that Sasha Banks is going to interfere in this particular match and Charlotte's going to end up winning. Or in the comment section of this video, make sure you hit that up too. So, all right. So then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Ember Moon. My interest level in this particular match is a 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5 actually, and it's just because there's not really much storyline to this particular match. I I like that Bayley's champion, but I think going into the Fox deal, I think it would make more sense to have Ember Moon as champion. I think that her storyline with Fire and Desire can elevate the belt a bit and give it a little bit more competition. I don't know where you put Bayley from here, to be honest with you. I don't think that she's. I think she needs to be on Raw and not on SmackDown. I don't know. I don't know, because where are you gonna put her from here? Like legitimately, you're gonna end up having Charlotte versus Bayley for the title at Survivor Series. I don't want to see that. I would rather see Charlotte challenge Ember Moon for the title. Like, to me, that would be a ultra athletic match. That match would be pretty much insane. So I'm going with Ember Moon on this one, guys. She's just got to win. She's got to win. She's got to win. Then we have Becky Lynch versus Natalya. All right. So 5 out of 5 of this match here, because I think one of two things is going to end up happening on this match here. Becky is going to lose the title. You guys you're not going to believe me. She's losing this title, guys. And she's losing this title by one of two ways. It's definitely going to be an interference. So your first hint was this is going to be a submission match, which means that it's no disqualification. The only way that you can win this match is by submitting your opponent or knocking them out. Becky's not going to tap. She'll pass out, but she's not going to tap. I think that either Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey is going to interfere in this particular match. To me, that makes the most sense, which also means that you can't have any of the other horsewomen fight each other. So they have to be separated from the title if you're going to do this by Survivor Series. I think this is the horsewomen versus horsewomen theory that I have coming up. There's been some subtle hints in the past couple of weeks that Ronda is going to make an appearance, or because they keep mentioning her name here and there. They were very cold turkey for the first couple of months outside of WrestleMania, and then little by little, week after week in the last 6 weeks, we've been hearing some name drops from Becky about how she beat Ronda Rousey and that she's too scared to come back and things like that. So what I think is going to end up happening is that one of those two are going to end up costing Becky the match, going to knock her completely out. Natalya's going to put in the sharpshooter, and it's going to be it. 1, 2, 3. My money is on Shayna Baszler, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ronda Rousey is in this matchup as well. Shayna Baszler are going to end up getting the call up for it. That's the reason why I think that she's going to end up losing the title at NXT. Shayna Baszler is going to be our NXT call up. There's nothing left for her in NXT whatsoever. And they've got enough, the women's division is built and stacked now to where she can move up the line and call it a day. So that's my hot take, man. 5 out of 5, Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey or both are going to end up costing Becky the title. Natalya's going to be our new champion. What a do. Let's go. All right. So then that's going to end up with a Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins match. My enthusiasm for this particular match is going to be a 2 out of 5. I don't want to see either one of these guys as champions. It's no slight on Seth Rollins. I want to see something different. I want to. This is the main title, right? We got one more. This is one of the main titles, and it needs to be surrounded around people that we talent challenges that we haven't seen. This is the only one that just circulates around the same people, and I'm tired of it. I think Brock Lesnar is going to end up winning this particular match. Hopefully, we get some type of call up or something, or another talent coming in and destroying Brock or fighting Brock or something at the end. But I got Brock Lesnar winning this one, hands down. And then the last but not least, we got the WWE title, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. My enthusiasm level for this one is definitely a 4 out of 5. Most people have Randy Orton winning this one. I have Kofi Kingston winning. I will say that Kofi's reign, I've absolutely loved it because of the fact that he just putting it on the line, and he's fought. Aside from him and AJ, I think they might even be neck and neck in terms of how many times that they've defended it against different people. But their title reigns with Kofi's title reign with this WWE title has been amazing. He's fought anyone and everyone that is contended for this match, and I absolutely love it. I still feel like this is Kofi's last hurrah. I think he's on the verge of retirement, but we'll see how that rolls out. So, but I've got Kofi Kingston winning, guys. This one here, it'll be a shock, and I like the story build up that they have, the stupid, in showing the history between the two. I do think that before the Fox deal goes live, I do think that Kofi will end up losing the title going into that. But that's okay. We've gotten a good run from Kofi. It's not to say that he won't get the title opportunity again, but I think that he'll retain for this one here. So, but that's that, guys. Again, make sure that you guys hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon.com. It's Real Wrestling Podcast. Just search for us or hashtag IRWP. In the comment section is a list of all of our credentials. Before I go, I'm not going to have very much in terms of outside the ring, but I do want to just, we had a couple of events, which was one of the reasons why I didn't do a podcast on Thursday. Mainly the El Paso shooting thing just kind of got me really, really down. As horrific as it was, and shout out to Killer Khaleesi, me and him got to have a talk though. Homeboy, you got my you got our podcast a couple of strikes there, man. After streaming your music, so me and you gonna have a talk when I come back. But on a more serious note, guys, in regards to the El Paso shooting, man. First off, from all of us here at IRWP, our thoughts and prayers are with the families and the communities that have been impacted at El Paso. El Paso is really close to where we are at IRWP. And we've taken the opportunity to do our best in doing donations to the Red Cross, as well as some other local communities to help out the people out there in El Paso, because that's what we do. We help, as Texans, we help one another. I mean, that's what we do. But I want to say, as a society, we've got to stop being so damn afraid of each other. We got to stop being so afraid of our differences, because it's going to ultimately lead to our destruction. This is not a political view. This is just a worldly view from your boy Sage the Mark. We've got the reason why I love wrestling and music so much is it doesn't matter what race, religion you are. We all love wrestling, and that's how we have to be in the world. Like, if we could take that transition, if we could take that viewpoint and we could transcend all of our differences into one common thought as human beings and respecting one another, this world would be a better place. But we are so divided and fragmented between different things, rich and poor, and haves and have-nots, and power and powerless, that it's just literally it's crushing the soul of humanity itself. I'm literally seeing the destruction of humankind right before my eyes, and it's the saddest thing that I have ever witnessed in my entire life, and it's got to stop, guys. We got to stop blaming video games and mental health issues, because those are not the issue. The issue is that we're afraid of each other, and that we have to establish some type of dominance between our different socio statuses or whatnot, and we got to stop doing that. So let's embrace each other, embrace their differences, and embrace each other. It's not as bad as you seem. It may be scary because you're different, but we're not inherently evil people. We're not, and we got to stop treating each other as though we are. We need to expose the hate for what it is, and call those people out they're perpetuating this evilness. And we need to come together as a community, as a worldly community, and stop building fences and building bridges amongst one another. That's the only way that we're going to make it another 100, 200, 300 years from now. I hate that I hate that we're teaching our children that this is the norm, because it's not. It really isn't. Things can be a lot better than this, but we have to stand up. We have to stand up for ourselves and for those who can't stand up for themselves. Just point blank, guys. I got nothing but love for everyone, and I want everyone to reciprocate that as well, because it's not that bad. Life is not that bad. It's what you make of it. So do what you can, guys, but spread love, not hate. That's my message for this week. Just spread love, not hate. I hope everyone has a great SummerSlam weekend. NXT is this weekend. SummerSlam is tomorrow. But that's it for me, guys. I appreciate you all listening and continuing to support the podcast. Again, we're on Instagram. It's Real Wrestling Podcast, all spelled out. Twitter, at Real WrestleCast on Twitter, and Patreon, patreon.com/IRWP. Project Canyon's at 63%. So please continue to assist us there, so that way we can get that project up and running by 2020. And that's it for me, guys. I appreciate what you guys do and what you guys bring to the podcast. But y'all know the drill. Keep it real.